From my end, first of all, let's say it was great from our fan base. Great crowd, obviously, on a night after Thanksgiving, and with our students not here, just a tremendous crowd, and really grateful from my end. And I think for just a fitting way for our senior class to put an end to their collegiate career, at least here in Jack Trice Stadium. This is it's a really special group. Certainly really proud of the way our football team played, really in all three phases tonight, and really kind of left the season playing our best football. So, with that said, Randy, if you want to start, I'll let you go.
I appreciate that. What is your message to the players after the game?
Yeah, you know what? Let me finish with that tonight. Is that fair? Can I finish with that? I'll end with that if that's okay.
Well, you're not going to forget.
No, I won't. I promise you. I can promise you I won't. Yeah.
Well, let me just go to Brees then.
Sure.
He was in another gear today.
Yeah, as special as I've seen him, and again, I would hate to discredit, those other 10 players out there because, man, it's X with the great blocking downfield. It's the offensive line having a great night. I thought it was Brock that was really, precise in decision-making on throwing it or handing the ball off. But, boy, oh boy, if there's a better running back in college football, I'd love to see him. So, he's as special as they come. And, if this is it for Brees Hall, this is one heck of a way to go out. So we're really proud of him.
Emotional pregame, how did you see the guys lock in and then
Yeah, I just think that's who they've been really every step of the way. I think we talked about, knew it was going to be very emotional from my standpoint, our kids' standpoint. This is the best, right? It's the best that's ever come through here, and it's a group that's blazed a trail that's really powerful. And so, I think we were going to celebrate those moments and those opportunities, and the greatest celebration would be in the locker room after the game, and we certainly saw that.
this is just housekeeping, but the assumption would be the 21 guys probably played their last game with all of eligibility stuff.
Yeah, and some of that stuff we'll work through, but my assumption would be probably pretty close to that number, especially with so many of those guys coming back, really for an opportunity to play this year.
What goes through your mind when you're watching those guys run out on the field, greet their loved ones?
Yeah, it's just to me, what this group has done is incredible in my opinion. I think we are living in the present 4 years later, and 4 and 5 years later, Iowa State football is good. Iowa State football is stable. Iowa State football is successful. But I think sometimes we all forget what we've come from. And what we've come from is really challenging. And this group chose to come to Iowa State when it was the laughing stock of college football, right? They came to Iowa State at 2-10, 3-9, 3-9, 2-10. They didn't come here when it was, man, they just played in the Alamo Bowl. They just played and won the Fiesta Bowl. Like, they came here when it was no hope. And they chose to blaze a trail, right? And Chase Allen came here and, man, it was about as bad as it could be, right? And, Charlie Kolar, and literally every one of these guys have chose to come out to Iowa State. And they literally has put this program, and you're talking guys, what I heard, Jake Hummel played 62 games here at Iowa State. Mike Rose has started every game for the last 4 years. Brock Purdy, man, these guys came here and blazed a trail. And so to me, is it special? Yeah, it's really special because they have never let it waver. Their resiliency, their toughness, their character, their courage. Boy, it's really, really special. So, yeah, it's got a special place in my heart because they believed in me. They believed in us. They believed in our staff when not a lot of people really believed in this place.
The circumstances you described for those players, like you kind of just mentioned, were the same for you. Does that make your bond with this group all the more, profound?
I would say yes. I think it's hard to find consistency in our sport. It's hard to find loyalty. And, I think that's one of the things that's been really special for, all of us to go through this journey together. And it's been, it's been a heck of a ride.
You got Jarrell in the game early, and boom, 39, 40 yards, whatever. Touchdown. What's that show for the future of that position?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's I would still say we've recruited really well, and we continue to recruit really well. And, I think Jairo is an outstanding tailback, and he's got such a bright future ahead of him. And, you got Dion and Eli and these young guys that, man, we've wanted to get them in the game, but how do you take 28 out of the game, And so, I just think that the standard has been set. David Montgomery set a bar really high, and then Breece Hall has set a bar really high. And, I think that's what's fun about building a program is you say, man, I want that guy to look like him, and I want him to look like him, and these are the standards and expectations. And so not only have those guys been great players, but they've done everything right outside of football as well.
You mentioned last week that Greece had options. We talked about that on TCU. I believe you're going to have options. Your name's going to be out there, obviously, like it's always been, especially maybe more because you're not playing in the postseason championship game and National Signing Day coming up. What do you tell recruits?
Well, yeah, I think, we've told them the same thing all the way through, and, I think from my end, Randy, it's one of those things where it's not even remotely a conversation because in our end, we're constantly working on the present, Jamie and I will sit down, I'm sure, and talk about, what's the future hold? How do we continue to move this thing forward? And, and then you continue to make the best decision of how you do those things the right way. But I think it's always been about, man, we've built this thing to last for the long haul. We've never shortcutted. We've lived in the present. And I think our recruits have seen that, and they've seen, what that's been about and what that's looked like.
What was the sideline like there in the fourth quarter when Derek Griner and Tucker Robertson make back-to-back plays in the backfield, two seniors that don't get a lot of shine, but had their moment tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a coach, there's been times where the ball hasn't bounced our way this year, but when the alignment and the expectation looks that way, and those two seniors, how about Greg Eisworth's play? Man, you give up a tough third down situation. Max makes a great throw and gives them a chance to get back in the game. It's those seniors, right? I mean, it's to me, that's what they've done every step of the way. And I know it hasn't always looked like Tuck Sack or Derek Griner, who, man, paid his own way to come back here for his senior year. He'd already graduated. We got so many incredible stories. And yet I think that's the thing that makes this thing really, really special is, they've never let us give up. We 23 seniors, is really what went through it today. And every single one of those guys, when our back's been against the wall, when the world expects us to give up because the ball didn't bounce our way, man, we just keep fighting. And so, from my end of it, it was a magical night in every way, shape, and form from that regard.
I know living in the moment is a mantra. A good reason here that Brock was adamant this week to bring you up on his own, what he thinks these young guys can do to take it to another level. What does that say about, I guess, him and the senior class that they observe that, they fed that, and that's what they believe?
Yeah, I think that I read to our kids tonight after the game the poem "The Bridge Builder," and one of the things that I think that this group has done is, man, they came to a river that had never been crossed, and brick by brick they built the bridge. They didn't run from it. They didn't try to escape it. They just built a bridge, and they built the bridge for the youth coming up after them, and they showed them the way. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts that this class has given is, man, they've been unbelievable teachers. They've been unbelievable leaders, and really they've had the capacity to get it done every single step of the way. And the bridge that they have built for Iowa State football going forward is maybe one of the most powerful bridges that this program has ever seen because it's never been built, and this group did it.
Breece breaks that NCAA, or sets the new NCAA record. What's it say about him in a day and age where passing tends to be the more flashy thing, and he gets 24 straight games, he's got a rushing touchdown?
Yeah, and again, I think those are team accomplishments, but man, that those are special things for a special player. And Breece is as special as they come, and what a way for Breece to play that out. Like I said, if this is it, man, he did everything he set to accomplish here at Iowa State. I'll finish with this, Randy, because I don't want to, and 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, the one nice thing that I do is, man, I really appreciate everybody's got a job to do, and you guys know that. And, I'm not a guy that I can shut my life off. I think Randy knows that pretty well as soon as, the season starts from everything out there. But I saw when we landed maybe from Texas Tech, there was an article that said something in the terms of, man, like Iowa State football, overrated or overhyped. I didn't read the article, and that's fair, okay? I think that's a fair statement about the head football coach, but I don't think that's a fair statement, okay, that I would say about our football team and our football program. Maybe the word that should be used, okay, and I sure hope it's not, is underappreciated. And one of the things that I would tell you is the last 5 years of this football team and this senior class and this program is, Coach Haycock said something really powerful last night to our kids, and I think he was right on. And he said, man, for the last 5 years, Iowa State football, every time they've went onto the field and played, they've given everybody something to hope for, something to live for, and something to love for. It's a really special group. And if you missed the story, shame on you, because I think it's a story that's really powerful and a place and a time that it's never been done. And so, man, I appreciate everything you guys do. Appreciate all your support. Certainly appreciate our senior class. Appreciate our great fan base. But that, Randy, is what I talked to our kids tonight about. So have a great night, you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend. We'll see you soon. Thank you.